Alright, so in this video you were asked to complete the odd number problems for today as homework. So starting with problem number 1, we're told that angle 3 is 102 degrees. So the angle next to that will be 78, since the sum of the two angles have to be at 180. Angle 1 is 102 for the same reason, and then angle 2 is 78, again for the same reason. So linear pair of angles are two angles that are next to each other when two lines intersect, and their sum is 180. Since this line and this line are parallel, that means I can slide these angles from left to right. So they're all going to be same numbers in the same place. So angle 1 is angle 9, 2 and 10 are the same, 4 and 12 are the same, and 3 and 11 are the same. Those are called corresponding angles. And then if I slide from M to N, the same thing happens. The angles slide down because the lines are parallel. The angles at 9, 10, 11, 12 will become 13, 14, 15, and 16. So 9 and 13 are the same, 10 and 14, 11 and 15, and 12 and 16. And then these four angles slide down, so 1 and 5, those two numbers are the same. 2 and 6 are the same, 3 and 7 are the same, and 4 and 8 are the same numbers. We're asked to find equations. We came up with 4 equations. And number 2, there are 4 equations if I just use the numbers, 4 equations. So 78 equals 78. 102 equals 102. If I choose two numbers that are not equal to each other, then the sum of the two angles add up to 180. And if I would choose all the numbers around a single point, they all add up to 360, not 180. They all add up to a circle, 360. Problem 3 is actually a continuation problem number 2. So I believe there are 4 equations together if you're only using the 80 and the 100. Obviously, you could come up with other combinations where the sum is bigger than 360, but we basically talk about angles either being the same, they add up to 180, or they add up to 360. Those are the most popular equations. Problem 5 is a continuation of problem number 4. So one reason I chose even problems is because I knew that some of these problems were continuation, odd problems were continuation of the evens. I went ahead and took the answers from problem number 4, and we're looking for some equations. So for example, A and C doesn't look like it gives me anything, so it's 110, and then this one's 127, different answers. But B and C, for example, that adds up to 180, and the B and C here also add up to 180. So that's one equation. If I add these two angles here together, I'm going to get a half circle. We do have a theorem that says that angles A, D, and B add up to 180, because it's the sum of the angles of a triangle. So these 3 angles add together, and these 3 angles add together do add up to 180. Another possibility is that these 2 angles here will add up to this angle, as well as these 2 angles here will add to this angle. So A plus D is equal to C. That's also true. So it does ask for 4 equations. So if you have a 4th equation, great. Problem 6 we already covered. Problem 7, I went ahead and started it. And so for reflection, since A is 1 away from the line, then A double prime will be 1 away. This is 5, so this will be 5. This is 3, and this will be 3. So that will give me the reflection going over this line, which is G. And then coming down over line H, this is 4 above, so this will be 4 below. C is 2 above, so C prime is 2 below. And this is, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above, so A prime will be 5 below. And that will give me that reflection. The other one I probably would recommend doing paper folding. So fold over along the line that we're reflecting over with a triangle, and then reflect over it, Then copy the points onto the paper. This one doesn't actually hit the grid because of the line that's being chosen here. So this is B here, which I'll call triple prime. This will be C triple prime, and then A triple prime. Problem number 9, we have actually done something very similar to problem number 9. Problem number 9 is a continuation of activity 15 and 16. We looked at problem number 9, which is at the bottom of page 2. We have an equilateral triangle. What we have here is a rotation of 120 degrees by taking 360 divided by 3, and that gives us the 120. And so same thing is happening here. We got an equilateral triangle, so 360 divided by 3 makes each angle of rotation 120 degrees. So the lowest number, the smallest number that we can use is 120 if I'm going from A to B. If they were going from A to C, that would actually be a 120 plus another 120. I know they'll ask for that, but that would be 240. And if I was going all the way around, then that would be 360. So each time the answer is going to increase by 120 because that's the angle of rotation. But for this problem, the answer is C. And problem 11, I went ahead and answered this one. So letter A does work because the angle of C plus B equals 180. It's basically creating this half a circle here, and then D plus C is creating this half a circle. D plus B equals 180. They're not equal to, or they're actually equal to each other. They're vertical angles, so that's why this one is false. C is a good start, but what's missing here is when you rotate clockwise, you got to have the point you're rotating around, but you also need to know the angle measurement. So we know that we're going in the direction. We know the point we're using is the center, but what we don't know is the angle measurement, and that's why C doesn't work. And then if you reflect over CE, the angle, so this angle here, which is CBD here, this side here actually will shoot off in this direction here. And so it's not going to match up with this angle over on the other side. So reflection doesn't work here. So only A works. And then the last problem, we are given angle 50 degrees, so that means the angle next to it's 130, so these two angles have to add up to 180. As a linear pair of angles, this angle is 50, and the last angle is 130. So hopefully that quick discussion was helpful in terms of looking at the answers and understand why those are the answers. If you need to watch the video again, I would encourage you to do that.